What's up? What? Not that chat. Not that chat. What's up, chat? Um, Wanted to come on here and talk to you again, but I wanted to first say, I realized in the last video I was kind of just walking around town like a fucking bot the whole time. So this time we're doing cheese cube, so I'm forced to pay attention, and if I don't, it will just end. And then I'll have to restart and re-record again. Because I started earlier, but it was a fumble of a start. This is also kind of a fumble, but we're gonna transition back into the real topic, that being politics. And this idea, there's this idea that permeates through our collective consciousness that I believe is fundamentally flawed and is part of the reason we are consistently like trying to kill ourselves rather than ooh, that looks big. I don't know what perk that is, but that looks like big money. I hope it is. And if that's big money, that's big progress for us. But people have this idea of scarcity. They think there's only so much to go around. They think, well, the reason I'm poor and somebody else is rich is because I just didn't grind hard enough. And I know this sounds like I'm just going to start railing against capitalism, but I'm not going to particularly rail against that system. I'm going to rail against our particular collective cultural understanding of economics. And the pieces of the world that we have with us. What I mean by that is, like, people think there's only so much to go around. Like, I gotta get mine. And that's just not true. The only reason there's any kind of scarcity in the world is because it's artificially made by the people who control everything so that you continue to believe it is like that so you don't fight for a better life. It's as simple as that. It's just to confuse you and to fuck you as best they can. And frankly, they're very good at it. That's why it works. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Fuck! See what I mean? See what I mean? I'm already, I just started and I lost both fucking perks. And I can't go back down because of the water, so. Please, 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 please. Please, I don't want to start. Please, I don't want to restart, please! Okay. Okay. But they've created this idea of fake scarcity by slowly owning everything and determining that you are not worthy of anything. And if you look back through history, the wealth gap has only gotten worse. First, we started with hunter-gatherer societies, and then that's when the issues really began. Because then once we started, well, no, sorry, not hunter-gatherers. Once we moved past hunter-gatherers into agrarian societies, then we suddenly had massive stockpiles of things. And what do stockpiles mean? Stockpiles mean bartering. They mean trading. They mean we have something to give. We have something extra we can give you, so you can give us something cool. Please do with cheese. W name. W name. Oh, whoa, is that a fucking napalm? Whoa, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, well, we're 3 minutes in. We're just gonna go again. That was crazy. Why are there napalms? Fuck you. That's so rude. Because they weren't even... This map was from World at War, and they weren't even added till Shangri-La, I believe. So that means... I thought this was... man, whatever. Hydration break. That's some bullshit. We're going again. I'm not restarting. And this created a power imbalance. There weren't really power imbalances in like hunter-gatherer societies because everyone was doing everything all the time because you were fighting to survive, right? So there weren't like you weren't just fucking around, doing whatever you wanted. You were working, or you were working on working, or you were like sleeping and trying to recover so you could work more. And work in that context being like nice spelling. Work in that context being like hunting. I don't know what else. It's about it. I mean, I'm sure there was more, but it's not too interesting and not too relevant either. But and then it got really bad, and then we started entering like Gilded Age Gilded Age eras, where wealth distributions just became more and more dramatic, but there was always some kind of mythos behind that wealth distribution problem. Like, it was, say for kings, it was like the divine right of kings, where they, by God, and keep in mind, in these societies, God was like ubiquitous. You believed in God, that God was your understanding of the world, or at least in the ones I have read about. And I'm not even talking about like a current modern monotheistic Christian God necessarily, and I mean you could go back to the first monotheists with Zoroastrianism. I'm not particularly sure how they're. What? The water fucking insta deletes? Are we? This is way harder than V1 on World of War. What are we doing? What? Or maybe I'm just ass and forgot. But these kings, once when your entire life is built upon something, and you're not, and that's just how you live. That's just how everybody lives. You don't question it. It just is. It's just a fact of life. It's like breathing. So you don't question it, and you just think, okay, well, I hope the king's feeling nice today. Hope the Mad King's feeling nice. Hope the Incest King, who's probably 14, is feeling nice today, and will let my serfdom survive. And then slowly, with the invention of things like the printing press, this mythos broke. This bullshit broke. And people started to realize, oh, you're not actually any better than me. You're just an asshole who manipulated people and who is sitting in an office sending people to their deaths. I shouldn't say office, I should say like throne room. But there was, with the invention of the printing press, there was massive uprisings. It got bad quickly because people realized we're being fucked. We're being massively fucked here. And then they slowly started transitioning out until, Cold War era, and then some go left, some go right, in speaking in modern political terms. And the vast majority of people's lives improve dramatically. It doesn't improve to, any modern day kind of standards or any, standards we would set for today, but it was still far better than anything past. I should probably really be focusing on points better. I'm so focused on not dying. It's this fucking map. But people's lives got better, and this continued slowly throughout time with the invention of things like sewage and things like that. They didn't do it right for a while, but they got it. They figured it out. But they reframed it so the rich could keep some of their wealth. They didn't keep the obscene 99%, at least up until recently. They just kept probably like 80%. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing out a number on that one. That I don't actually know. Everything else I said I've studied personally. Well, not personally. I haven't gone out to the fucking sites and things, but I've been to college. I've been through it. I'm not just speaking out of my ass here. Uh-oh. Big issue. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna kill them because I desperately need the points right now. Please. We will survive. We will endure. But you're free to fact check me on anything I've said so far. I wouldn't expect you to just believe everything I'm saying. I would expect you to verify me At least on the factual things I'm saying right now, because so eventually we're just going to get into like a kind of ethical conversation where I'm just going to try to convince you, or at least show you my perspective. But I am trying to convince you that this is unsustainable. Eventually, that's the goal here. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, he didn't play. Woo! That was close. That was fucking close. Actually, I think that kills the zombies. Yeah, I should kill them before they reach it. Wait. Does that mean he doesn't... Wait, why could I buy it I didn't turn on the power. Oh my god. Fuck it, we ball. What do I not get? PhD jug. Why? Shoot the cheese. Shoot the cheese. Shoot the cheese. It's over. Bro, this is crazy. What are we doing? This is harder than I remember. But that leads us to today, in our modern mythos. And the modern mythos is, there's only so much to go around, so we designed capitalism to become a meritocracy, essentially. Meritocracy meaning the best win, and the least capable of us fail. And that's just bullshit. It's more of like who can reach the bottom of ethics the fastest, who can cover up data about destroying the environment while raking in as much money as humanly possible, while making sure they don't pay their workers as much as they can, while making sure they do the bare minimum safety requirements and don't really give a shit about how, going into the mines might affect someone or something like that. That's not really their concern. What their concern is whether you make them money or not. I can't believe I put the parts in, it didn't flip the fucking switch last time. What a dumbass. We're gonna get some money here. I need 2,000 plus the door. What's the door? I forgot what the door is. Another 2K? 4K. See, yeah, I'm good. I'm goated with the sauce and zombies. I have Nebula in Black Ops 6. I had a Dark Matter in Cold War. But this idea that there's a limited amount of resources to go around is completely horseshit. What is that? There's collectively 8 billion of us, and we could fucking easily handle it. There is enough arable land that we could sustainably farm for everyone. There is enough room to give everyone some kind of stable housing environment, not just say, oh, well, sorry you didn't meet Red this week, out in the fucking streets, have fun sleeping in your car, and have fun in the gig economy. This is artificial suffering. This is completely created by the idea that these people have pushed for so long, that there is limited resources. That is a fucking lie. If somebody tells you something can't be done because there's not enough of something, that's a fucking lie. The only reason is there's not enough willpower to get it done. That's the only real reason that any kind of progress is prevented. And really, because they've done such a good job at selling this lie that genuinely people believe it. And I mean, when it's the only thing you've ever been told your entire life, and your schooling is to just reinforce that and not actually teach you any kind of critical thinking skills, you can't really blame them. You can't blame somebody for, growing up in the environment and becoming a product of that environment. That's just stupid. But what you can blame them for is when they become malicious about it. Is when, like, these fucking... I hesitate to call them people. These things out in these red states who just demand suffering of everyone, no matter the cost. Like, the big beautiful bill took down 700-something hospitals around the country, or it's going to take down 700-something hospitals across the country. That is going to fuck red states in particular, rural areas in particular, because most rural areas are red, And rural areas are where hospitals don't make much money and where the vast majority of closures are probably going to happen. But they don't care about that. Because as long as the blacks aren't getting... Oh, my bad. Well, okay, no, I'm cosplaying them. As long as the blacks aren't getting anything, we're fine. But as soon as the minorities start getting a single bit of the wealth, oh, we gotta fix that shit. Nope. We can't be having that. Okay, I can't make that. And I mean, think about it. Look at the fucking Fortune 500 companies. They're owned by like the same like 7 families that are all white. Like, come on. That doesn't happen accidentally. That doesn't happen naturally. That happens intentional. PhD. Oh, that's why it's at the bottom. Based. Thank you. Glad I bought it. Oh. Hold on. Speed. Oh. Come on, Jug. Is it not singing to me? Why is it not singing to me? It's not there. Fuck. Oh well. Why can I not shoot that? I don't know. Why is he not dead? I also don't know. But yeah, on this big ass ball with renewable resources, the idea that there's a finite amount is crazy. It's stupid. I mean, it's just on its face. It's fucking stupid. There's only so much to go around, yet we can make as much as we want. We can fucking farm whatever we want. We can put it pretty much anywhere. We can alter the environment so that it can grow there. We can make it work. Fuck. Wait. Why? It's giving me the sound as if I'm broke, but I'm not broke. I just have 4 perks. I'm broke in real life, but not in the game. Currently. But why? Yeah. Why? What? Why? What? What is that? Why am I not? Why is this not shootable? Fuck you. Fix it. Because that's 100% the things I'm supposed to be shooting. Did I like miss one lower down and then you have to collect them consecutively? I don't know. Oh. Just trying to read that joke. Ah! So, yeah, I'm not even speaking anti-capitalist, I'm speaking anti-hoarding. Anti-hoarding is what I'm speaking of, because it is wholly unjustifiable in any political system that there are billionaires and soon-to-be trillionaires while there are simultaneously people who cannot afford food. That is unjustifiable. You cannot make a logical argument to make that make sense. You can't. I've debated fucking ethics. I've debated in ethics bowls. No, that's not happening. You're just a piece of shit who wants to keep people poor because you want to personally feel better than them. Because you personally need to have... It's not... The thing is, these rich people, it's not only about the money for them. It's about the power. It's about what that money means. It's that... It's... They like jerk off to their own mythos that money equals like power, or well, I mean it does equal power, but like it's equal to some kind of, I don't know, some kind of worthiness. No, it's fucking not. It's just, were you born into the right family? Did your ancestors like really brutally fuck up shit for people around them? Like, what did your ancestors do? What did the Walton family do? Well, let's talk about what was... I'm not exactly sure which family it was, but one of them gave out free samples of fucking thalidomide. Thalidomide. They were giving out free thalidomide samples to pregnant women and women who were in the home because they were, you know, too much back in the day. The hysterically crying pregnant woman, you know. Because you just screamed at her and hit her for like the 80th time today. But no, give her a fucking benzodiazepine and just tell her to shush. I'm not saying that's the move. I'm saying that's what they did, by the way. Just clarification. That sounded like I was... It sounded kind of like I was endorsing it for a moment. No, no, no. But it's all manufactured. It's all fake. There's no limitations in this world that we... There's only the oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I'm getting scared. That's why I'm stuttering and losing my train of thought. I'm just getting nervous here. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. GG's. Looks like I'm not getting very far in Cheese Cube. But we're almost done here anyway. The point is, the suffering that you see today is entirely preventable. Anything you see today was chosen for us by the people in power. And it was reaffirmed by the idiots who vote Republican. Or the idiots who voted Democrats prior to the switch. These people are not intellectuals. They cannot think about their positions. They just go off vibes. And their vibes are suffering. And we need to fix their fucking vibes. We need to fix their fucking attitudes. If we fix their fucking attitudes, we might actually make some progress in this country. But until then, we're not going to. Because they think everything is a me versus you, when really it's all one big cooperative game that we're playing. Some people just are so selfish, they try to make it seem competitive. That's it. Thank you.